Hi, it's Mrs. A. I'm here in my kitchen today to show you how to make marbled paper using household materials. So here are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need a pan and some paper, any kind of paper you have, scrap paper, even if one side has something on it. I just have some paper out of my printer. You want to make sure that your pan is bigger than your paper. You're also going to need a plastic card. It could be, a membership card, one that's expired, or an old gift card, something like that. Just something that's sort of stiff that you can scrape the paper with. You're also going to need some other household items like food coloring, toothpicks, shaving cream, a big spoon, and some chip clips. I like the magnet chip clips so I can hang it on my refrigerator to dry. If you don't have magnet chip clips, you can use clothespins and a delicate drying rack, and I'll show you that in a little bit. It's fun. I recommend you do it on a surface that doesn't stain, or that you put down some kind of paper or cardboard, because if you've ever used food coloring before, you know the pigment is really strong and it could stain surfaces that are wooden. I would just be careful with that. I'm on a kitchen countertop, so that should be fine. Okay, to get started with our marbling, the first thing that we're going to do is put down the shaving cream. Now remember that shaving cream expands, so you don't need enough to cover, you just need a little bit on here. I want to make sure it's bigger than my paper, so I'm going to lay my paper on here and kind of get an idea. Shake up my shaving cream and kind of outline about where I think my paper would be. Put a little bit in the middle. See how I didn't fill it all the way in? A little shaving cream goes a long way, and you might want to change your color palette, so you'll need some more shaving cream. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of connect the lines of shaving cream here. Very gently, I'm taking the back rounded part of my spoon, and I am making a solid area of shaving cream here. All right, this takes a minute or two. This is kind of fun, actually. So squishy. The cool thing is once you have it set up, you can use it multiple times and make different designs. So if you don't like the color, you just scrape this off. Oh, there's my dog helping me out. All right, there it is, nice and smooth. Okay, so the next step is to add your food coloring. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pink. It comes out in big droplets, so you just wanna kind of sprinkle it around. The pink is kind of comes out a little red because it's very concentrated color. Put a little bit of purple in here. Put a little bit of green in here. I'm just trying to cover all of my area with some dots. I don't have to use it to color it in because I'm going to use the toothpick to spread it around, create that marbleized effect. If we were in the art room, we could use liquid watercolor, but food coloring actually acts just like liquid watercolor, and it gives you a little bit more time to work with it because it doesn't dry quite as fast. So now I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm just going to draw some designs with my toothpick across my shaving cream. Get it nice and spread out so that the color is sort of everywhere. I can make any old kind of lines I want in here. The more lines I draw, the more color is spread out over my shaving cream. I'm gonna set that to the side. Sometimes it's nice to have a paper towel on your counter to lay your tools on once you're done playing. All right, let me grab a piece of copy paper here. There it is. I'm gonna lay it down and gently rub. I don't want to squish so much the shaving cream. I just want that food coloring to have a chance to hop onto my paper. Ooh, that is so cool. Look at that. And there's plenty of color on the shaving cream for me to do a second piece. So with the copy paper, I noticed that you don't need to do a whole lot of scraping. When I used a heavier paper, I did have to go over it a little bit more and kind of get that extra shaving cream off. But with the copy paper, because it's a thinner paper, it's not sticking, so that's great. All right, so I can take my wet paper, it's just a little bit wet, and I'll grab a chip clip. I'll use one of these and grab a chip clip. I can clip it to my refrigerator, or I can clip it to this drying rack that I keep in my laundry room. That works too. Oop, that didn't work. If that doesn't work, you can always just lay it on the top like you do your delicate things. All right, and this is still good. I can actually do another. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down another one here. Like I said, it seems like it should be dry, but the shaving cream keeps it active. I don't know what kind of magical ingredients are in shaving cream. It's pretty cool though. Look at that. Still a lot of color left on there. Woohoo! Look at that, another one. Okay, I'm gonna lay that on here. And I just like to print them until I really just can't print them anymore. Sometimes I'll take the little card and sort of get a little painterly with it. You want to be careful that you don't end up with a lot of smudgy brown stuff, which can happen when you're mixing across the color wheel like I am. But this kind of, I think this looks a little bit like tie-dye when I smudge it. So I'm going to kind of smudge it around. Set this over here. Get another piece of paper. You can even lay it down more than once. So my surface isn't quite as big as my paper, so I can lay it down on one area with a little gentle rub there. Ooh, that's a cool looking one. And then I can, if I didn't quite get the edges real well, I can go ahead and lay those edges down. Kind of rub those edges again. Okay. If you notice that you're getting a little bit of shaving cream, I noticed on the edges, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my squeegee card here and just squeegee that right off. So that's a fun activity. And then I'm gonna do another video where I use these papers to actually make a sketchbook. So I thought, maybe you're stuck in the house and you don't have a whole lot of art supplies. This is a great way to get some art in, get creative, and maybe create a little book. So we're gonna be creating a book with these papers. So once they're dry, I'll be back to show you how to do that. Have a great day. All right, I better show you how to clean this up. It's super easy. I would just put it in the sink and just rinse it off. Or if you don't want to put your pan under the sink, or somebody else in your family wants a turn, you can just scoop it up just like that and drop it in the sink. And then wash your pan like normal. Sometimes that makes cool designs too, and I can't help myself. I wonder what will happen if I do that. You know, sometimes cleaning up is fun too. Oh, it just wants to stick to my paper. I love it. All kinds of cool magical things are happening. You know it's a good activity when even cleaning it up is fun. Yes, my hands will be stained at the end of this. If you don't want your fingers to be rainbow colored, wear a pair of rubber gloves. That's Marbling in the Kitchen. This is Mrs. A signing off. Hope you have a great time learning art at home, I'll be here to help whenever I can. Just tune into my YouTube channel, PPE Art Room, for more ideas of things to do while you're at home.